Peace and love, family. This is Empress Ninti. I just want to share with you all some things that are taking place in our environment, in our movement for the Moors. Namely, one of the things I want to talk about, I am updating our reclamation for to include other claims that you may have. So if you and your family have a claim or a lineage in Washita, Chickasaw, Blackfoot, or any other antiquitous indigenous claims that you know of in your family, we are now going to add them to our package or to the claim on the reclamation. So, because we're all under the Great Seal, the Aborigine of Amexem Great Seal, and that's for the protection of we, the Aborigine of Amexem, including North, South, Central Amexem, Americas, all of the Americas. So you do not have to claim Cherokee Moor. As long as you make an antiquitous claim, an indigenous claim, I am going to start adding those claims or the name of your lineage that you would like to claim. Because we're all, as I said, under the Aborigine of Amexem Great Seal. So now what is taking place is I have given and extended certain powers to only one constituent, and that is at this time Congresswoman Maxine Waters. She is the only de jure continental Congress person, which means that she is, and I gave her the powers that extend to as far as me being Imperium. I've utilized my Imperium powers and my claims that I have and the relationships that have been built over the last almost 13 years of me bringing back the claims. As far as I know, I am the only one that has brought back antiquitous claims and added a monetary value to them, such as the Treaty of Peace and Friendship, such as the Prophet Noble Drew Ali's Zodiac Constitution. These claims can be seen on, I did this in 2007. I was divinely led to do this. It's numerous claims that were brought back to life and a monetary value was brought back with them. So the powers vested in me, in which I have claims, Aborigine indigenous claims, as well as added a monetary value to our ancestral treaties and various claims. Okay, I extended that to Congresswoman Maxine Waters, and I made her now a de jure representative for we the Aborigine. So her title is Liaison for the Aborigine and Imperial Affairs. So now you will see a lot of changes in the last few days. We were able to see this manifest And also the market has fallen yesterday because I called the rent due. I have demanded the claims on that in which I own, which was at the Department of the Treasury. Okay? So it's in transit, and it left the Treasury, and so we saw movement in the market yesterday. The market plummeted because I pulled out my credit that should be here any day now. So, this being said, we on our way. We in the last stretch. If you have any claims, if you have any complaints, they need to be sent to a certain department within the organization. Also, I just got word, Brother Paul Murray sent me a video. He keeps up with certain movements and different things, and one of the Patriots, they had a video out, and they were talking about what's going on, and they said that Trump was transferred to the de jure. The transfer took place 4 days ago on the 8th. So if you watch and if you notice, you will see that Maxine Waters and Trump are now on the same page, because now he understands. She's doing her job. She's making the appropriate demands for us. So I also got a call from a brother who met with the UN, and they clearly told him that they do not honor anything from the Moors. Yes, they don't honor anything from the Moors. And I have been telling him, don't go to, that's not our venue. We can't deal with them, period. So it was confirmed. He went there, he talked to some higher ups, and they told him no, they cannot deal with us, and they don't respect anything from us. And I told him the spirit never leads me wrong. I told you that's not our venue. It's just like a judge in these corporate courtrooms in the maritime and admiralty courts. They don't have jurisdiction to deal with us. Okay? So, therefore, what they will tell you is they don't honor it. They can't honor it. We are at the top of the food chain. We give them orders. This is why Trump just pulled away from the UN. All these things happening is in our favor. Okay? So, we in the home stretch. I just wanted to give y'all that update and try to teach you all how to watch the markets and how to watch movement in dealing with the governmental entities, so-called governmental entities. But anyway, as far as our end, I know the movement that I'm making, so I can only speak on that. So it's chess, not checkers. I made a move. I watch what they do. Okay? I make a move. I watch what they do. So I know what's going on. I can tell you emphatically what is going on, because I know who I gave my chess pieces to. You know, people ask me, how do you know what's going to happen? How do you know? I'm learning that I've been a puppet master for a long time. And I'm just coming into these revelations within myself. So apparently I have a memory that has not left me. I know who I am. I know some people get mad at me. Don't get mad at me because I remember who I am. I just remember who I am. I never forgot who I was. So, peace, brother. D. Calico posted a video in Empress's court. The crumb snatcher was talking about memory over time. We come back, we reincarnate. We choose to come back here to do certain things. Okay, so me in particular, I knew I was a star child when I was born. My family knew I was a star child when I was born. My great grandmother told us that I had been here before. At 4 years old, I'm telling her, put that cigarette out. You know that cigarette is no good for you. What 4-year-old knows this? So, I don't remember, but it's, a story that is talked about in my family. That being said, I remember who I am. I don't know where I get this information from. I just know. And I don't know how to play chess physically on the game, but I know how to play chess in real life. And so I can tell you what's happening because I know what position the Most High put me in. And I stand for all of the ancestors. I stand for Prophet Noble Drew Ali. I stand for Verdiasi Washita, Empress Verdiasi, Washita Elbey. I stand for Prince Uriel. I stand for Empress Khalifa. I stand for all the great mothers who tamed the serpents, dragons, and the beasts. As you can see, so, like I always say, no matter what we are calling ourselves, no matter what faction that we have grown accustomed to, whether it be MSTA, Divine Movement, whatever. That's just like putting on a coat, but you're not covering up your skin. DNA and bloodlines don't change. It's all semantics to me. Let's do the work. How long are we going to stay in the book? At some point, we have to start walking in nobility and in power. You can tell me all day long what Noble Drew Ali said, and he also told you to think for yourself. He didn't tell you to keep chasing your tail and not make no moves and not do anything. We have to be who we are, who we came here to be, our nobility. He didn't tell you to stay stagnant and don't make no moves and just stay stuck in the early 1900s. He didn't tell you that. Okay? So I'm already knowing that it's going to take an out-of-the-box thinker to get us out of this mess that we have been in. It's not going to take religiosity. See, a lot of brothers and sisters in the temple are too religious to think outside the box. I'm not into indoctrination. I'm free. I came here free. In my mind and in my whole being, I want to be free. Anything binding me, trying to tell me what to do, I want to be free from that. Let me be this free spirit so the other most high free spirits can speak to me. If you weight it down with all of these conditions, indoctrinations, and different things, you cannot connect to the divine source because you're trying to serve man. That's my take. You don't have to listen to me. That's just how I get down. All right, I'm going to get into this reclamation. Like I said, if you have any other claims of antiquity or indigenous status, I can add it to the reclamation. As long as you make the claim, family, it's time to make your claims. Attach yourselves back to the land. Long as you are under the seal that is now world renowned and recognized. And this is only the beginning. All right, so I'm going to go through this real quick so you can see if I can get this camera to act right. Okay. Okay. All right, on this first page, so this reclamation is doing so many things. This reclamation is dealing with your name correction. It's dealing with your status. It's dealing with your exemptions and immunities. So let's go through it, okay? So on this first page, this is what it will look like. All right, sorry, y'all. I need to get something to weight this down. Get this dragging over here. Okay. So you have the first page, which is declaring who you are. It's your registration under the Aborigine of a Maxim seal. And it's Magnus Sigillum Aborigine Mors Dominatum. And that means that this is our great seal over our dominions, the Aborigine Moors. Okay, that's the greater umbrella under the many nations that will come under it. Okay, so that's your statement. That's the Library of Congress number in which we are certified under, or declared under, I should say. We are declared under this number right here. And I have another number because I made additions to that proclamation. I added the flag, and I added 2 ancient flags, which one of them was a crest, I believe, but I changed it up a little bit and made it the flag. That's her right here. So that's our flag. That was in 2016. So this is your first page, which we first give honors to the creators and co-creators, Most High Shekinah, masculine and feminine, duality spirit, Elohim, ancient ancestors, great mothers, water bearers, who made us in their image and likeness, providing universal law, natural law, and easy ecclesiastical law for us to abide by. Everything boils down to law, family. And if you don't know natural law, you're not going to survive in these times. And that's our seal. Hopefully y'all can see that. That's the seal. And so whatever your name is will go on that line. I shall be called by my chosen title of nobility. Whatever your appellation is that you choose. I am, and you proclaim and put your signature there. I am Aboriginal Moor, Sagamore, with antiquitous lineage and heritage upon the soil of Al-Marak, America, Turtle Island, North America. Mineral land rights, air rights, water rights, soil rights, land rights. So it's the difference between the land and mineral land. Thank the Most High for my vast real estate knowledge, vast real estate law knowledge as a broker and a master mortgage underwriter. So all of these things in my life are coming in quite handy. It's a big difference between mineral rights and land rights. Okay? So we are attaching ourselves back to that, back to the mineral rights upon the land. Now this is an affidavit, a 2-page affidavit that I've been using to shut down the state for several years that I added to this. It's very powerful. All you need is a couple of good pages to keep them in line and in check. Stay in affidavit form, and they know which side of the fence you're on. They know that you are not in a corporate status, and you can use 2 signatures, 2 witnesses, and keep it in the common law venue and not take it over into corporate venue where they demand to have a notary. So I changed that recently too. So even though I have a disclaimer when we do have to use a notary, but we're getting all the way away from that, because now we have resurrected the 6 royal courts of our antiquitous ancestors. So basically our courts deal with their courts, or our embassy deals with their embassy. Our consulate of the Empress's courts deals with their consulate. All of these things have been reestablished starting with 2016. So I'm going to read a little bit of this verbiage from here. And it states, North Carolina, under their North Carolina statutes, and by me being here is where the imperial reign is, and it's where the embassy is, and it's where the consulate is for the Aborigine Moors of Amexem. So this statute, whatever you use and whatever I have used, can be used nationwide, even though what we say goes. So we're really not dealing with their statutes, but I like to sometimes bring them back to hang them with their own statutes. This is for them, it's not for us. So if I add it to something, it's for them, not for us. Pursuant to NCGS Section 1-85, affidavits on hearing for removal. When removal ordered, no action, civil or criminal, shall be removed unless the affidavit sets forth particularly and in detail the grounds of the application. All right, regarding any and all court presentments wherein the state and federal United States District, Superior, and federal courts. Notice: the states, municipalities, law enforcement, and courts officers, notice to the principals, notice to the agent, and notice to the agent's notice to the principal. Now comes the Bey, living soul, executor of her own estate, that have taken first lien right ownership over all of his or her children's chattel paper property and their own. Names and numbers cannot be now or in the future be considered a minor. Okay, derivatives thereof, contracts created knowingly or unknowingly from the time of creation are owned by the El Bey. And that your whatever your appellation is will go in there. All right. So in this territory, we are the Cherokee Nation of Moors, North Carolina Territory, with sovereign immunity. That's what it's really getting to, is getting to the sovereign immunity part of it. So it's got several, when you deal with the original tribes, clans, and nations, basically there's so much case law at the Supreme Court level that just one or two pieces of paper can shut them down. We got so many case laws in this. It's probably about 15. I had to cut it down just, to make it fit. But one namely is the Oklahoma Tax Commission versus Citizen Band Potawatomi Indian Tribe. The court rejected a contention that was nearly identical to the one it had addressed in United States Fidelity over a half-century prior, further solidifying the status of tribal immunity as black-letter law. Okay? And Kiowa Tribe of Oklahoma versus Manufacturing Technologies, the Supreme Court for the first time declared the Native American tribes were immune from suit for activities engaged in outside of Indian country. Now, we know that we are the true copper color Indians. Black's Law Book, first edition, tells you who Indian is. Okay, it's the Aboriginals of North America. Albeit the term has been distorted and molested, so now we have to adopt Aborigine, which is more appropriate to use instead of Indian. But technically, when you dealing with, you have to make it known that you are the Aborigine indigenous inhabitant that they're speaking about originally. There's no light-skinned Aborigines in North America when Black's Law Book wrote that. Okay. And it's so many. I got numerous of them in there. So the bottom line is, let me read the last caption. The bottom line is the El Bey status is pursuant to the Aboriginal Birthrights and International Treaty. Immunity from prosecution is a doctrine of international law. Sovereign immunity or crown immunity is a legal doctrine, and they have to follow legal, by which the sovereign or the state cannot commit a legal wrong, and is immune from civil suit or criminal prosecution. In constitutional monarchs, the sovereign is the historical origin of the authority which created the courts. Thus, the courts had no power to compel the sovereign to be bound by the courts, as they were created by the sovereign for the protection of his or her subjects. Now, that little phrase right there is powerful. Okay? And the last caption that I hit them with is the matters of Ninti El Bey as the man or woman of the house and pursuant to the tradition of her tribe. She and her spouse and children are private and shall not be trespassed upon, encumbered, or detained. These matters must be turned over to her government, not to the state corporation, U.S. corporation, and or courtrooms, pursuant to North Carolina Chapter 52, Section 15A-954. 9. The defendant has been granted immunity by law from prosecution. Let's see, can y'all see that? The defendant has been given immunity from prosecution. Okay, so this is the type of imperial language we hit them with. All right, so you got your first statement, which is your registration of Aborigine status. Then the next 2 pages is the affidavit. Now you have your declaration of your status and inherent rights and immunities. Aboriginal protections, authorities, inherent rights and immunities. So this is very detailed, well-researched information that I have added and I have used over the years to create this reclamation process to attach us back to the land with full equity and full mineral land rights. So I'm down for the Asiatics. The Asiatic nation is who I came back for. Okay? So I don't care what you calling yourself. And y'all need to get away from that separation, because that's all it is. Y'all doing too much separation. This is my way or no way. You're going to get left behind thinking in that manner. Next, you have declaration of jurisdiction. Status dictates jurisdiction. Declaration of jurisdiction. And it's got some more head banging stuff in there. And you sign it down there. But the authorities that we are standing on, our authorities. So this is written up as a lawful, truthful affirmation document written in the affirmative. When you go to make your claim in court, you list the authorities. So these are the authorities that I have listed as far as rights and authorities as to pertaining to jurisdiction. Aboriginal and imperial abstract of title claim upon the land, which I have claimed. Allodial title, FYI, does not hold a candle to Aboriginal title. Those who do not believe me, do your valid research. If you are Aboriginal or claiming your Aborigine Moor status attached to the land, then you need to claim Aboriginal title, which this does. This whole reclamation process does all of that. Allodial title you can use. I'm not telling you can use anything in their law books. I'm not telling you not to, but what's more appropriate for you and your status that's going to give you the full protection that an Aborigine Moor requires. That's what I'm saying. Allodial title does not hold a candle to Aboriginal title. So you have, I filed an Aboriginal and Imperial abstract of title. Now you're dealing with the abstract. That's the original or an antiquitous description of the land, not using their current parameters. You have to go back. I went back antiquitously to claim that and included maps, including the Pangea map. Okay. So you got international commercial liens that I've had on deck since 2005. The main one that I spoke about was in 2007. That was adding a monetary value to the Treaty of Peace and Friendship and charging them for it, charging it to them. Okay? And also various other documents and standings of our ancestral claims from the Prophet Noble Drew Ali and our Moroccan Emperor the peace and friendship treaties, and various other claims. Okay, then recently I discovered, maybe about a year and a half ago, King Charles II, and relating to my territory is the Carolina Charters of 1665, which he had a treaty with the Empresses and Sakem, which are the kings of the indigenous tribes in this territory. They had tributary ownership and powers. So just because King George, King James, and all of these kings that came from England are publicized, and they don't publicize what they didn't put us in the paper and on the TV and in the history books. But these kings could not come over here without coming to sit down with our Aborigine inhabitants that was already here and had ownership upon the land. So they had a treaty, Middle Plantation Treaty of 1677, very powerful. And it talked about how King Charles II was a dread. He had dreads, so that tell you right there. And he was 6 foot tall and dark skinned. So I claim that. Carolina Charters of 1663, 1665, and His Majesty's Laws of North Carolina, which was 1739, which was King George. His Majesty's Emperor Muhammad III bin Abdullah Al-Khatib, his Treaty of Peace and Friendship, 1786, 1787, and 1836, and the Doctrine of Heirship, Law of Ninti. I have a document called the Law of Ninti that's filed in the county here that was sent out to all the local constituents and up top. So they know what time it is. That has the maps in it, and it's a short version of the abstract of title, and also the demands and the proclamations and declarations that have already been laid out. So they can play if they want to. Everything has already been written, laid out, the way it's going to go. And, when that standing army, the black on black on black come, they can look crazy if they want to. They've been informed. And it's on the record. It's at the Library of Congress. And it's published for the world to see. So these things will be fully manifested in our lifetime. And they're coming quite rapidly as we continue to do our rituals and connect with our ancestors. And so this is this third page or fourth page is your declaration of jurisdiction. And those are your authorities that I just mentioned. The next one is the actual lawful and constructive notice. Very important how you word things. Actual, lawful, and constructive notice. The authorities on this document is ecclesiastic law, universal law, natural law, and the law of heirs. The law of heirs is the 13th law of nature that they left out. You cannot have laws of nature that do not deal with or pertain to the inhabitants that are attached to the land and to the earth. Okay, that was revealed to me as well, as far as the number 13. That's our number. That's why they never wanted us to go past that number, because that's when you are, at that full circle. And that 13 equals 4, which is 40, and 40 is significant as well. You go to the ancient script, the number 40 is the enlightenment for all of the kings that, King Solomon, and just Google it or whatever. It'll show you the significance. Google the significance of the number 40 in the Bible. And it'll lead you right to it. So, but 13, just like it's 13 constellations, they stopped us at 12 on everything. And it's not, it's 13 of everything. 13 laws of nature, and the law of heirs is included in that. It's 13 constellations. That 13th constellation deals with the mother, the great mother energy that was lost and now it's back. But as above, so below. When the fallen angels fought about not wanting to, the 13th angel that was responsible for that constellation fell and didn't want to serve her duties. So they turned their backs on that 13th constellation. So that's why we didn't have the mother unity, and that male counter energy took over and they abused it. But anyway, I'll get into that on another note. But I added that law of heirs. So the law of heirs is very important to us. And that's something that they never wanted us to know or wake up to, was the law of heirs. So now we have, okay, lawful notice of freehold equitable rights, lawful notice of freehold mineral rights. Ooh, that's powerful. Lawful notice of freehold air rights, lawful notice of freehold water rights, lawful notice of freehold energy, natural resource rights, lawful notice of freehold real estate, real property rights, lawful notice of tax exemption based on status, aboriginal remedy, usurpations of this aboriginal lawful declaration notice shall be met with 100 million lawful tender in charges to the violators jointly and severally with his or her office, and state where the act had occurred, pursuant to the Moors Proclamation Charter and fee schedule. So, I didn't write all of this. Ancestors be moving through me, and they serious. So we have a charter. We have a Proclamation Declaration Charter with a fee schedule that is a beast. You need to go check it out. aborigineofamexham.com. And this page you will sign and declare. And in our little title line on every page, it states that we are droit, meaning right to the land and right to the possession. Droit, you sanguinis and you soli, antiquitous landlord, freeholder with full equity more. That's on each title line. That little title line right there, signature line, is at the bottom on there too. Yeah, so we ain't playing. The ancestors is not playing. I've always been a willing and open vessel to listen, and I'm glad I did. I had a hard head for a long time and had some challenges, but that was because I was fighting what I was knowing I was supposed to do. But it seemed so big to me at the time that I just couldn't fathom I would be the one to do this. So now I'm finally doing what I was supposed to do all these years. And we are seeing manifestation. So I'm very elated about that. Okay. And the next page, you have your Aboriginal Certificate of Natural Live Birth, where your parents are listed as Aborigine, you are listed as Aborigine, and it's declared, and it's filed and proclaimed. And that's what it is. And 2 witnesses on there, it gets filed with the reclamation package. So now you have an Aborigine certificate of natural live birth to counteract anything Your affirmations, declarations, proclamations in the affirmative will outweigh and supersede anything they have created for you. And in addition to that, you claim all your chattel paper. Now that you are not a minor, you tell them, I now claim all that has been created in that name. And there's various other ways that you can do that. It's more than one way to skin a cat. We'll talk about that later. So that's the birth certificate. And then the next page is lawful notice of exemptions. Freeholder in due course. I love to say that. I'm a freeholder in due course. That's a banking term, due course. Without recourse. Okay. Uh-oh. I don't want to show the person's name. I copied this just so I can show y'all. But anyway, it says, I affirm, declare, and further state that I am an Aboriginal Moor, freeholder in due course. Freeholder as in free to move unencumbered, free of charge, taxation, and I'm tax-free. Municipal services, free of tax and cost. County services, free of tax and cost. City services, free of tax and cost. State services, free of tax and cost. To further solidify, sustain, and support my natural inherent rights upon the soil of America. United States of America Constitution, Article 1, Section 2, Paragraph 3, Clause 5, Article 3, Section 2, Amendment 5, Liberty, Clause, and Amendment 9. Reservation of rights of the people. United States of America Constitution, Article 1, Section 2, Paragraph 3, Section 6, Treaties. 3. The Corporation Excise Tax Act of 1909, Supreme Court of the United States of America, Flint versus Stone, Tracy Company, 107, 1911, year 1911. 4. Our staple for the Moors, His Majesty the Moor, Laws of North Carolina, 1739. King Charles II, the Moor. And I actually put that on there. The Moor. I don't know if y'all can see it. The Moor. Treaty of Peace and Friendship between the Moor, Emperor of Morocco, and Continental Congress of the United States, 1786. I am an Aboriginal Moor. I am an Aboriginal Moor. All right. Now the last page is your certification from me and my signature and seal. Raised seal that you are a member under the Aborigine Moors of a Maxim seal. Okay, in whatever territory and whatever your clan, tribe, or nation may be. And it has the exemptions that are to be applied to us. Federally recognized. They have no choice but to federally recognize us. This is declared at the Library of Congress by an act of Congress, TXU 2-049-663. Please note, Congressional Resolution, House Joint Resolution 75. Give us our titles of nobility back. It's our right, it's our birthright and inheritance to have. And North Carolina 52, Section 15A, 954-9, immune from prosecution. We are immune from prosecution, especially in their courts. So this is why and how I am able to easily get our members out of their grips. Incarceration, probation, contracts, period. Tribal sovereign immunity, Turner versus United States, full faith and credit of the United States. Tribal exemptions apply. So that is what the reclamation package looks like. And it has 3 seals on it. They knew that was serious when the Most High showed me that 3 seal. You got the seal at the top, and then on the front you have the seal in the right hand corner, and then at the back page you have a seal that will be placed on the left hand corner, raised seal. The Most High showed me that. I put it in a royal decree to the courtroom, to the court house, to the chief judge, senior judge, and a week later he stepped down. So I'm quite seasoned at seeing results. So that's why I just keep working while everybody else just talk. Because I gets it in. I do what I'm supposed to do. And been doing it for years. This is what I do. It's what I came here to do. So there's nothing for me to do it because this is my path. It's easy for me. It's not an effort. It's what I'm supposed to be doing. So that being said, I must add this last. Excuse me. Set this down. Thank you. Goodness, it's kind of crooked though. It's kind of crooked, but anyway. So, let me recap. You can get the reclamation under your clan name, indigenous name that you would like to use. Okay? I'm not going to hold you to, it's not that deep. If you are of Asiatic lineage and you want to claim your clan specifically, I can add that to the reclamation because it's all under the Aborigine of a Mexam Great Seal that is now world renowned and recognized. This is the document as well as a whole library of my filings that was given to now our congressional liaison for Aborigine and Imperial Affairs, the de jure Continental Congresswoman Maxine Waters. So that's the power that you see her moving in. Now, that being said, as the prophet Noble Drew Ali said, y'all like to quote the prophet so much, but little do y'all know the prophet was well-rounded. The prophet knew the science of the occult. The prophet knew various high-level sciences and spirituality, but felt like you all in that day and time were not ready. So now here I am in full manifestation of this metaphysical realm, spiritual realm, and using these sciences and technologies of our hidden culture, which is the craft of the wise, in full manifestation, And some of y'all still don't get it. I hear the prophet talking to me all the time, telling me what to do, different things to do. The spirit realm, if you moving, these different spirits is going to come to you because you doing the work. If you're not doing the work, they're not going to come to you. They're not going to move through you. They got all this stuff to say about I'm rogue, I'm an offshoot, I'm this, I'm that. But watch who the Most High going to get this work done through. That's all you need to worry about. Long as we get the work done. And then everybody going to have, I know how it work in my life. Everybody that ever came against me had egg on their face. I'm just telling y'all, the Most High, the spirits, the angelic hosts, the Elohim work for me. They're not going to lead me wrong. Everything that has happened in the media has happened for a reason. Because now all eyes on me. Let me play my two-part, by the way. All eyes on me. It's our time. And they wanted that eyes on me so that the Most High Creator can get the glory. Keep watching Empress Ninti. Keep watching Ninti Bey and see what you're going to find. So everything is perfectly designed and in divine order. Who was that laughing? That's funny, huh? Peace, Jocelyn. Peace, William Amalong Bay. What else on here? Peace, Neo. Peace, Brian. Theory L. Zephaniah. Gil. Dushan. Kevin Baker. Peace. Peace and love. Jupiter. Peace and love. Tony. Peace and love. Amiris. Peace and love. My Sutra, Anu, peace and love. We getting it in, bro. We almost there. George O'Neill, peace and love. My auntie, Kim Tools, peace and love. Oh, my sweetheart. Across the water. Wazi Faye, peace and love. Aseer, peace and love. Aseer Bey. Alameen Muhammad, peace and love. Dewada, Upek Dewada, peace and love. Greg Amore L, peace and love. Wayne, there's my buddy. Wayne Bry Bay, peace and love. Marlon Moore, peace and love. He's shaking his head. Keep shaking your head then, bro. Rashawn Nasir Bay, peace and love. D Calico, peace and love. John Keystone Bay, peace and love. Rob Bay, long time no see and hear, peace and love. Collins L, peace and love. Thanks for tuning in. It's a lot of valuable information when the Empress comes online, so I'm glad y'all appreciate it. My life is dedicated. Amir Samael, peace and love. My humble and gracious student, Eugene V. Lodge, L. Day, peace and love. Akeem L., my homeboy from Charlotte, peace and love. Lavette Williams, my sister in the spirit, peace and love. Nathaniel, Juice Pendant Bands, Jeter, peace and love. My chancellor, Musa Asiwi Bay, peace and love. Daryl Royal, peace and love. Daryl Royal been following me forever. When you getting down with the Empress, Daryl? Quit dragging your feet. Peace and love. Dennis Bay, peace and love. Monique King, peace and love. Ishmael L. Bay, peace and love. All right, Wilson Secret Tickets. That's my brother from Charlotte. Peace and love. Frederick Bean Bay, peace and love. All right, let me get to some other short business that I want to talk about. So, Moors, family, Asiatics of all colors, shapes, and sizes. when you see any of us moving in a positive direction, support them. Stop following people that's just talking. Y'all giving y'all energy, time, effort, and money, attention to individuals who have not even been studying 5 minutes and they trying to teach you something. Then you wonder why stuff is not working for you. It's not helping and it's not any good. Because there's principles that shall not be denied in the universe. The blind cannot lead the blind. And half of y'all are teaching them. If they've been in the movement just as long as you or not too long after you, and they calling themselves a judge, use your brain. Think for yourself. You cannot in no way, shape, or form at law, nowhere on the planet, be a judge and you have not fully vested no time in that field. You cannot be a teacher, a master, a magi until you have at least practiced or been a student yourself for at least 10 years. I wish y'all stop playing this game with these people and get them the business. Tell them, show me the proof in your pudding. If somebody tell you they filed a lien on Bill Gates, tell them to show it to you. Don't follow them into the slaughter. Because it's an agenda to lead you, guinea pig you, so they can fulfill their own separate, selfish agenda. Believe you me. Stay in honor. Don't file liens on people that did not damage you. If you have not been damaged by them, do not file liens on them because the universe is universal laws at play. No matter what, this is our land, but it's a certain way you have to go about doing things. You cannot, at law, universally, arbitrarily, just go filing liens on people. Real talk. Furthermore, if you file a lien on Bill Gates, that's nothing to him. Bill Gates got enough money for 10 generations. He still got enough money to come find you, put you in the dirt, and come up missing. Stop following people that's learning from my processes but have not vested any time, any effort, any experience. Because guess what? After you file that lien, then what? They don't even know what to do after that. They don't know what to do before you file a lien. They just got a piece of paper passing it around, telling you to do it. Tell them to show you proof of what they done did. They'll have you all hemmed up in another state and can't nobody get to you to help you. So, I'm telling you, they put all that information out and my name is associated. I have to have full transparency and let you all know that was not my decision. I did not put the video out. I did not pass out the liens because I know everybody is not in the capacity in which I am. I'm stacked up and racked up to the sky with documentation to protect me and everybody that I filed a lien against violated me first. So be careful with that. That being said, You want to know something about liens, affidavits? I've been doing that. And real estate, I've been doing real estate 20 I've been doing real estate since I was 19. I'm 40, just turned 45. How many years is that? 26? I've been doing real estate that long. Bought my first tax sale at 19 in the city of Detroit. Read my book. It's all in there. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna never lie to you. I don't do fake. I don't know how to save face. I don't know how to be political. I never have. So that being said, I'm giving my brother, Chalet Bey, a day or two to respond after a meeting we had to address these issues of liens being passed out by his counselor court and giving misinformation. I haven't heard from him. I haven't heard from, and not only that, when the liens were passed out in my name, stating that they came from me or they found them at the county, okay? If you're studying from me, why did no one on the counselor court call me or seek any type of advisement from me? Not one time. Okay? I'm going to leave that up to you all to figure that much out. And then when asked about it, they're not using my stuff. Then Chalet Bey admitted they study my stuff intensely. If you study my stuff and my information and documentation intensely, at some point, it seems as though if your intentions are on the up and up, that you would call me at some point and ask me something. No, because they don't want me to know that they're using it. Okay? Me and Chalet Bey started out to open the courts back up. We was going to go with Mahdi Sufiel. That didn't pan out. Then Chalet Bey took off running and because he got with Taj. I was like, oh, okay. Fine. I'm not stopping what the Most High told me to do. So the courts would. I was already intending to open up the courts. I didn't open up Empress's royal courts as a dig against the counselor courts or anything like that. I'm moving in divine time as I'm being instructed, which was going to happen anyway. So at this point, we tried to communicate. We had a meeting, witnesses involved. I presented the information to my brother Chalet Bey for him to address issues that he still has not addressed. Nobody is exempt from their BS. And nobody on that counselor court is too good to be held accountable for what they have done, their actions or inactions. So that's where I'm at with that. I'm going to give my brother a day or two to make a public statement because he too received one of these. He too received one of these. Tell me why that's not being transparent. I don't know. I can't do fake. I can't do politics. So I need to know what's going on because these folks that's going around saying that they're judges, injuring people, using them for their own agenda to file liens on the service corporation because that's a strategy. Just want to make a name for themselves? Wow. Unbeknownst new Moors are being injured. Okay. We now have to be our own brothers and sisters keepers, and everybody has to be held accountable for their actions. So it's no more saving face. I need to hear from my brother Shalay Bey regarding these things, and I need for Light Tajuri Bey to stand down and stop putting Moors in jeopardy, in harm's way, telling them to go file liens on all of these individuals and service corporations, because she cannot help them when they get caught up, injured, or even killed. These people came into my house. They're not playing. You can't play with that. If you're not well equipped to deal with that, you have to be ready for that. You have to be geared up for that. You have to have protective measures in place for that. You have to be in line for that. Like I said, I am for years fully and utterly to the top stacked up with protective measures. Everybody can't be me, although they trying real hard. But I'm trying to warn y'all to be careful. Stop following Moors that can't show you proof of their works. I'm not hard to get in touch with. We have a team now that can help you with your issues. You have proven results that you can put your hands on. There's no need for you to be speculating anymore. Why would you do that? That's not smart. Okay? That being said, the Empress has spoken, and yes, Empress is as Empress does. Don't hate me, because I know who I am. That's what y'all tell the haters. But anyway, I hope y'all like this presentation. I wanted to make sure that I've been intending on going through the Reclaimation so that everybody could see it for a while now. So I finally got a chance to. And like I said, whatever claims that you want, your lineage and so on and so forth, can be made as well on this reclamation. You are covered under the Aborigine Moors of a Mexam Seal. Peace and love, family. I'm out.